In this brief video, you're going to learn 4 different ways to find and open your Systems to Win templates. Most users will only use the Systems to Win portal, so let's start with that. When the Systems to Win add-in has been successfully installed, in Excel you will find the Systems to Win menu in the ribbon bar, and the very first menu item is your Systems to Win portal. When you click that, it opens up your portal home page in your chosen browser, which might be Internet Explorer or Google Chrome, or what we're showing here is Firefox. Notice that this portal home page is either on your own C drive, or if you have multiple users, it's somewhere on your company's server. It is not on the Systems to Win server. You then left-click one of these 4 primary menu choices to open one of the sub-pages that have convenient pictures and descriptions of each of your templates, making it easy to find what you're looking for. Now, if you open a page with cells that have a gray background color, those are templates that your company has chosen to not yet purchase or distribute. So you can pester your boss and say, hey, you're paying me such a big salary, why don't you empower me with the tools so I can be successful and keep my job? Now, if you're using the trial version, then when you click that same Systems to Win portal menu item, it will open the trial portal home page, which is very similar, except there's no need for sub pages. All of your trial templates are found on one big page. So you simply left-click the menu item for the tool that you want, and that takes you to that section of the page that has your desired tool. Now, we've all been using the internet for how many years now? 20? You probably learned this a long time ago, but now's a good time to refresh your memory. If you want to open any kind of a file from any kind of a web browser, don't double-click. If you're using Internet Explorer, you right-click Save Target As. If you're using any other web browser, you right-click Save Link As. And then you can save your file pretty much anywhere that you'd save any other Excel document, perhaps to your SharePoint server or your team's shared drive or your own C drive. The one place you do not want to save your working document is in your S2Win portal folder. That's where you store your templates, not working documents. If you're smart, you'll save most of your working documents in a folder that you define as a trusted location, and that way you'll avoid Microsoft's overprotection dialogues. But let's save our working document in this temp folder so that you can see what that Microsoft dialog looks like. Now, I'm using Firefox, which uses this Downloads button. You will want to learn how to use your chosen browser to open your downloaded files. When you open a document in an untrusted location, this window will appear. Now, clicking OK does not enable macros. If we could enable macros, we could launch viruses. So all we're doing is reminding you that you need to click this button to enable content. To avoid that dialog and Microsoft's protected view dialog, follow our online instructions for how to set up trusted locations. Now, the second way to open your templates is to use Windows Explorer to open files within your S2Win portal folder, which again might be on your C drive or might be on your company server. And in these T subfolders within your S2Win portal is where you will find your master templates. And again, you can save that copy of a master template, that becomes your working document, save that anywhere but in your S2Win portal folder. You don't want to make the mistake of overwriting your masters with working documents. And if you installed a trial version over top of your license version, then the only way to open up that trial home page is to use Windows Explorer to open up this TTL Don't Sync folder, where you can then double-click this home trial.htm to see what's new since the last time you upgraded. Now, if your IT department chose one of the portal setup choices that supports Systems to Win Sync, then you can also use the local computer button on your Systems to Win menu. Let's say that you're working from home or from a customer site, or you're on an airplane, and you go to open your Systems to Win portal and it says, "What portal?" That portal's back in the office and I'm away right now. That's when it's nice to be able to click your local computer button to open a window where you can click the Systems to Win tab, where you can open your templates even when you're away from the office. But that begs the question, hey, wait a second, we personalized our 5S criteria. Is this the generic default Systems to Win criteria, or is this ours? That's the purpose of this Systems to Win Sync utility that will automatically synchronize your personalized master templates from the one and only place where they're stored on your server to the laptop of every one of your hundreds of users. So for the first time, your global organization has version control so that all of your users are using the same version of your master templates. Not just templates, not just training, but systems for continuous improvement. So when you go to save a file, you're going to be presented with a choice. What file format do you want to save your file in? Now, if you accept the default, which is the first choice, the Excel workbook in .xlsx format, you will have ruined your document because it will strip all of the macros. So you want to choose any one of the next three, either macro enabled or binary or backward compatible. Any one of those will work just fine. But do not strip your macros by saving in the default format. And the final way to find and open your Systems to Win templates is through an alternative user interface. In other words, your own user interfaces. Maybe your IT department has developed some of your own systems for distributing your non-Systems to Win templates, and your Systems to Win templates can easily integrate with that. And if you look at our online training, you might find some answers to some of the technical questions that might be vexing your IT department as they attempt to reinvent systems for version control. So this video has been about just how to find and open your powerful new tools using your chosen version of Excel so that you can finally get to the help worksheet for your chosen template, where after reviewing all of this helpful help, you can click this button to open a blank template sheet where you will do all of your editing. But that is the topic of the next video.